A secret can live in your heart for years without causing trouble. But the moment you speak it aloud, it can change your entire life. The night I confessed my feelings to Adrian, I thought I was finally stepping into the future I had dreamed about for years. Instead, I watched that dream shatter right in front of me. The celebration had been for my 21st birthday. Music filled the room, friends laughed around us, and for a few hours everything felt perfect. I had spent months preparing myself for that moment. I had rehearsed my words countless times and imagined every possible outcome. What I never imagined was the look that appeared on Adrian's face after he heard my confession. The smile disappeared from his lips. The warmth in his eyes faded. For several painful seconds, he simply stared at me. Then he spoke. "Lena, no matter what happens, you'll always be family to me." Family. One word. One sentence. One answer that destroyed years of hope. I stood there speechless while conversations around us slowly died down. The people nearby pretended not to listen, but everyone had heard. Adrian looked uncomfortable. I looked humiliated. Without another word, he turned around and walked away. That was the beginning of the distance between us. I never expected that reaching him would become impossible. For nearly a month after my confession, he vanished from my daily life. The enormous estate where we had grown up together suddenly felt empty. The couple who had taken me in years earlier were rarely home. They owned multiple residences across the country and spent most of their time traveling between them. As a result, the house became strangely quiet. Just me, a few employees, and memories everywhere. I tried to convince myself that Adrian simply needed time. Maybe my confession had surprised him. Maybe he felt awkward. Maybe he was busy. The excuses became harder to believe when my messages remained unanswered. At first, I texted casually. No response. Then I called. Nothing. Days passed. Still nothing. The silence hurt more than the rejection itself. I wasn't asking him to love me. I wasn't demanding another chance. I only wanted him to talk to me. For years, he had always answered. No matter how busy he was. If I called, he picked up. If I sent a message, he replied. If I needed him, he appeared. Now it felt as though I no longer existed. The more he ignored me, the more memories returned. I remembered the day I first met him. I was 13 years old when my life fell apart. My parents had been investigative reporters. They believed stories could change the world. When a devastating storm caused catastrophic flooding across several regions, they traveled there to document the disaster. They never came back. The accident made national headlines. For weeks, news channels replayed their final reports. People online shared condolences for the orphan girl left behind. That girl was me. I felt completely alone. Then fate intervened. A well-known business leader named Harrison Blake and his wife Victoria publicly announced that they would help me. Their company had participated heavily in relief efforts, and during an interview someone asked whether they would support the young girl who had lost her family. Victoria answered immediately. Yes, we would like to welcome her into ours. The announcement received enormous media attention. Many people praised their generosity. To the outside world, it looked like a beautiful story. A wealthy family rescuing a lonely orphan. Reality was more complicated. I appreciated their kindness, but I couldn't bear the thought of replacing my parents. When legal paperwork was discussed, I refused to change my surname. To their credit, they never pressured me. Instead, they respected my decision. They gave me a room in their family estate and allowed me to keep my connection to my parents. Then, because of their demanding schedules, they disappeared into their busy lives, which left me with their son, Adrian. He was only a few years older than me, yet from the beginning he acted as if protecting me had become his personal responsibility. He helped me through panic attacks. He stayed awake when nightmares kept me from sleeping. He taught me how to ride a bicycle. He attended school events when no one else could. Whenever he spent time with friends, he brought me along. Basketball games, arcades, movie theaters, weekend trips. I followed him everywhere. Eventually, his friends stopped asking why. They simply accepted that Adrian came with a permanently attached younger shadow. Me, As the years passed, my admiration changed into something deeper. At first, I didn't notice. Then I couldn't ignore it. The way my heart raced when he smiled. The way I searched for him in every crowd. The way one compliment from him could brighten my entire week. I fell in love slowly. Then all at once. By the time I realized it, there was no turning back. That was why I confessed. That was why his rejection hurt so much. And that was why his disappearance felt unbearable. A few weeks later, my university graduation arrived. Months earlier, Adrian had promised he would attend. He had even promised to hire a professional photographer. "You only graduate once," he had told me. "The photos should be special." I believed him. Instead, graduation day came and went without him. I walked across the stage alone. I posed for photos alone. I celebrated alone. My classmates surrounded me with laughter and excitement, but a small part of me kept scanning every crowd, hoping to see him. He never appeared. That night, I posted graduation pictures online. Hundreds of people congratulated me. The one person whose opinion mattered most remained silent. The next morning, however, he returned. Seeing him sitting in the living room felt surreal. For a brief moment, relief overwhelmed my anger. He looked exactly the same. Calm. Confident. Impossible to read. "I've been away for work," he said. That was all. No explanation. No apology. No acknowledgement of the weeks he spent ignoring me. I wanted answers. Instead, I asked about my future. Before graduation, he had promised I could work at Blake Global after earning my degree. At the time, the idea seemed perfect. Now he surprised me again. "There's no rush," he said. "Take some time away. Travel." Away. The word stung. He wasn't suggesting a vacation. He was trying to create distance. For the first time, I realized how badly he wanted space from me. The pain became impossible to hide. "Why don't you love me?" I asked. His expression darkened. "Because you're family. We aren't related." The words exploded out of me. Silence followed. Then came the harshest thing he had ever said. "If you can't accept being my sister, then maybe you shouldn't stay here." The sentence hit harder than any rejection. A few days later, his assistant arrived. Adrian had arranged a position for me at a media company in another city. It perfectly matched my journalism degree. It was also hundreds of miles away. I immediately refused. This city was my home. The estate was my home. Adrian was my home. Leaving felt impossible. But every attempt to contact him failed. Again. Again. And again. It was as though he had erased me from his life. Unable to reach him, I found myself following news about him online. As one of the country's most successful young executives, Adrian regularly appeared in magazines and entertainment headlines. For years, he maintained a flawless reputation. No scandals. No public romances. No rumors. Nothing. Until suddenly there was someone. A famous actress named Celeste. Photos of them attending events together appeared everywhere. Videos spread across social media. Speculation exploded overnight. Then came the auction. The entire country seemed to watch. Adrian purchased an incredibly expensive ruby necklace and personally placed it around Celeste's neck. Reporters immediately surrounded them. "Are you dating? Is this your girlfriend? Are wedding bells next?" Celeste smiled shyly. Adrian wrapped an arm around her shoulders and guided her through the crowd. The internet went wild. I watched the video repeatedly despite knowing it would only hurt me. Every replay felt like another knife twisting in my chest. Then an unexpected phone call arrived. Months earlier, Adrian had ordered a luxury car as a graduation gift. The dealership informed me that it had finally arrived. The vehicle was beautiful. Exactly my style. Exactly what I would have chosen myself. Standing in front of it, I felt conflicted. Could I really accept such an expensive gift now? After everything that had happened? I had spent years convincing myself our relationship was special. Now I wasn't sure what we were anymore. Maybe I had misunderstood everything. Maybe I had always misunderstood. Lost in thought, I heard a familiar voice behind me. "Is this the one?" I turned around. Adrian stood there. Beside him was Celeste. She was even more beautiful in person than on screen. Elegant, confident, radiant. The perfect match for someone like him. The dealership staff greeted them enthusiastically. Celeste immediately slipped into the driver's seat. "Come with me," she laughed. Adrian joined her without hesitation. I stood motionless as they drove away. For the first time, I truly understood what it felt like to watch someone you love choose a different future. And somehow, that hurt even more than hearing him call me family. Og.